WrestleMania 14, or it was post that he came back from ECW with this gimmick. But I know the Job Squad. That's right. He was involved with them for a while. But this is before we had the Hardcore Championship, isn't it? Because I remember that was brought back with Foley.
Yeah. That was another huge part of this Attitude Era, wasn't it? All these kind of new innovative matches, you know, and people like, you know, like you say, like with Al Snow, like really pioneering this kind of new. I guess it was the new style for WWF.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of fighting.
Yeah. Some funny stuff going on here, but with Al Snow and this head business that he used to carry around with him. She used to talk to him, tell him what to do. But again, in a time where you had to really come up with something to get noticed, he done well. Like it's certainly, as Matt alluded to earlier, it's certainly got everybody carrying it, as we see now Too Much coming down the aisle as they were then. And you look how different these guys were back then, Matt.
Oh yeah, this is like the prototype. I don't really remember too much of Too Much.
Yeah.
You know, it was really the next incarnation that really stuck in my mind.
Yeah, Brian Christopher there, unbelievable. We know the relationship of him and Jerry Lawler. Of course, it was wasn't this the time where he used to deny that he was his dad or something?
Yeah, that was
like,
a whole weird situation there, and you know, because there was like no internet and whatever back then, you just kind of looked at them and thought, man, those guys look alike, don't they?
Yeah, so it's interesting because this is a time, so I think he's making reference to that now. This is a time where these guys were not popular, but then by doing exactly what they're doing now, they got very popular. So it's interesting as we see now Al Snow cutting a promo with himself, talking to Head before he goes out. So this is definitely a very Attitude Era kind of matches that we're seeing now, that you're getting here. Got a lot of storyline driven stuff for sure. Do you know what I can never remember? I can never remember how this whole Head thing started, Matt. Whether he just turned up one night with that thing and just started to talk to it, or what. I don't know the background story of that, but I think it was something like that.
No, I really can't remember now actually how it started either. It just one day I just tuned in and there was this Al Snow with a mannequin head, and I was like, well, okay, you know, what's new? That seems fine by me.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, he had to be, what was it, Leif Cassidy for a while. And they did bring back the new Rockers, didn't they, for a little bit?
Oh yeah.
Didn't really pan out at all.
Outfit.
Oh god, no. As we are awaiting, I'm guessing Al Snow to come down, and this was like his entrance was always really good because as soon as he come out, people just went crazy, and you know we're all chanting along with him. So this would have been a good time for him. He'd probably have almost thought, finally, I've got something going here. After a lot of struggle, because I remember when he first turned up in WWE, they gave him some Power Rangers gimmick. If you remember that was bloody awful.
Was it Moon something? Or something?
Yeah, oh god, one of those Vince McMahon thinking what's going on in the world will transition onto our screens and work as well. It doesn't, you know. What is that? That guy's giving him. It's like a proper one with full hair there. That guy's picked up. And he's keeping it. And now Jerry Lawler. Now I said Jerry Lawler might not get involved in this King of the Ring. I could be very wrong here. I am wrong. He's in a match.
Oh, you can go again.
He's going to referee, is he? Just when I thought there was no more, sort of blueprints of Jerry Lawler, which he's been involved somewhere in all these King of the Rings, and had some great effect. Now he's not only commentating this one, he's going to referee the match. So this is going to be interesting. So yeah, he's keeping up his appearances here, Matt, for sure.
Yeah. This is going to be an interesting match then.
I'm guessing he's more in favour of Al Snow at this point with the Brian Christopher storyline, but I could be wrong. Even though he was very much known as the heel colour commentator back here, that's for sure. So, for anybody that doesn't understand what the hell's going on, or you're not familiar with the Attitude Era, this is probably all completely weird to you guys. But Al Snow, I mean, he would become quite a big imprint of the hardcore belt, wouldn't he, when that came out? Like him and Bob Holly had quite decent runs with that belt for a long time. And I can always remember his storyline with Boss Man as well, with the dog. You remember that?
Oh, was it Pepper, wasn't it?
That's it, Pepper. God, they took it very far as well.
Poor little Pepper. He got turned into a little sandwich or something.
Yeah. Oh yes, that's right. Yeah. God, they wouldn't be doing that today, would they? They'd have a lot of complaints going in, wouldn't they? You'd have all these animal cruelty rights, pet people ringing them up. Yeah, that's what. See, back here, you got to remember, WWE was also non-public traded company, so this was very private at the time. So they could pretty much get away with whatever they really wanted to, which meant this is the reasoning they're so edgy. This is the way they took the business. And what's interesting as well, Matt, I do want to point out here, is there's not. I mean, there are kids in that audience, but there's not many. It looks like very late teens and just an adult feel, but mainly young adults in that audience. Like is what I've been seeing around. Other than, of course, the number one fan himself, but that's the vibe I'm getting at this one. That they, those kids that had watched wrestling have almost grown up now, and they've given them a product to still keep and tap into because they've made the wrestling a little bit more edgier. Here at this point, so which is kind of cool. Guess we'd all wish they could do that. And there you go, Jerry Lawler's actually stopped Al Snow, so I was wrong. So he is going to help Brian Christopher.
I'll make it seem that way.
Yeah. So Too Sexy, as he would be known in future to come, Grandmaster Sexay. We all remember that. Him and Rikishi as well. Haven't seen. We did see Brian Christopher come back a few years ago when Jerry Lawler done the match with Michael Cole. I remember Brian Christopher getting involved on that one in the storyline. All about that. We see Al Snow there up on that turnbuckle taking him down.
Oh, that's a really slow count here, isn't it?
Checking underneath the arms just in case. People not liking that too much. So this is so Jerry Lawler continues on our retrospective to have a massive impact on all of the King of the Rings at some point. Maybe it's not the biggest draw of the night like he's been accustomed to, but he's involved one way or another. I have to say, this is one of the things I do not remember or knew of, the fact that Jerry Lawler was so involved with. I thought Al Snow was actually walking off then. That was way too long. That was way too long. By the time he got there, he almost slowed down. I think he didn't plan that one too well, but then you see Scotty going over. Oh dear. Yeah, he didn't time that one as good.
I'm guessing we're coming up to the end of this match then.
Yeah, very much so. There's Brian Christopher up on that top turnbuckle, flying leg drop off it. Can't remember how the whole Al Snow thing, like it's funny when you see something really in its prime like Al Snow and this head thing. It's always interesting to think where did it all go wrong and where did it stop becoming popular? And I guess you only ever really see that over sort of a course of time, but it wouldn't last forever, despite all its success here. But I can't remember those. It's probably some stupid storyline he got caught up in or something.
The weird thing for me was, though, it never did wear out. I always was into it.
Yeah.
Maybe it was because I was young.
Oh yeah, I mean at the time I loved it. I was just thinking like, when did it ever stop? When did they ever think, okay, we won't do it anymore?
Yeah.
See Jerry Lawless, Brian Christopher. What an odd pairing. And the head just overseeing everything in that corner.
Yeah, he used to spend a lot of time talking to it during his matches as well. Consulting it for advice like it was his manager.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing this is in fact a tag team match with Al Snow and Head.
Yes, that's what I'm guessing that's what they've gone for. In a weird way. Doesn't work out too well for Al Snow like that, but here he is. Now he's getting his one up on.
If he's technically allowed to just tag in Head and hit him with Head.
Yeah. I'm thinking that could be the finishing to the entire match, and maybe Jerry Lawler will DQ him or something ridiculous.
He's struggling for that hot tag to Head.
He is. Not sure what Brian Christopher's doing. He was almost going to tag his dad then. So see a bit of double teaming going on. What's this going to be? A double DDT? Yep. And now is he looking for the hot tag like Matt said?
Oh, he's got there. Finally! His head's tagged in. And we've been waiting for this. Hey! Tag it.
Yep, as you called it.
Head's clean the house. Oh, he's not the legal man.
No, I don't know how that's going to work. So he's not going to count. Now I was wondering here what Al Snow's going to do. I have no idea who's winning this match, I'll tell you.
Oh, well, I'm sure that was a disqualification right there. Okay.
Yeah, they seem to let that low blow go there for some reason. Not sure how that worked, but
okay. Well, how can you actually do that with no one with no certain shoulders here?
Yeah, that's what an ending. You'll never. And he pulls that head and shoulders. Oh dear. Pretty innovative, I'll give him that.
Did that pull count as shoulders?
They pull out that. Oh goodness. Still. Oh dear. That was very interesting. Head and shoulders, eh, Matt? Oh, maybe they had a sponsor going on there.
Well, that is quite clever, isn't it? I suppose head and the shoulders, so the shoulders are on the floor, so yeah.
As we now gear up to our next match, Matt. Looks like we got just appeared on my screen. Here. I'm not sure if I may have gone too far ahead of you at the moment, Matt, because I just managed to get my subtitles to work.
I'm just leading up to the next. I've got a picture of X-Pac and
the same spot I am. Yeah, so here's another match. So again, I have no idea of any of the matches that are going on this pay-per-view because I've tried to do 3